Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here and welcome finally back to the final part of the Sims 4 City Living Let's Play here on my channel. So we're starting off with Crystal in this part. This video is kind of going to be set out like a current household type video, so I'm just going to skip over from one family to the next, tell you guys what these guys have been up to, and we're starting off with Crystal, who looks super sad right now. There is a reason why she looks really sad, and that is because dun dun dun, she is expecting a baby. Can you see this? Can you see her little baby bump that she's got going on? She's pregnant. She became pregnant a few days ago and she is expecting her first child. And all of you might be wondering, who the heck is this man? I do not know him. He was not in the City Living Let's Play. He was not. What are you doing? He just made breakfast for you. Eat. No, grab that. Grab a serving of this. Yes, so this man was not in my City Living Let's Play. You guys are correct. This is kind of set, I guess you could say, a few years in the future. Obviously, not a few years have passed in The Sims 4 because that's kind of impossible to play a couple of years in, like, I don't even know how long you guys have been waiting for this Let's Play. It's been highly requested. However, I guess I will introduce you to the new love of Crystal. So this is DeAndre home. He is gorgeous. He's such a sweet man. I honestly could not have wanted Crystal to end up with a better guy. She was dating Diego, for all of those who have tuned in to my Let's Play. She's dated Masato in the past, however they were both unflirty, which kind of, I don't know, it kind of made it a lot more difficult because our interactions would fail a lot of time and then their social would just like decrease really easily. So I was like, we need a man who's a bit more outgoing. So we kind of had a little thing with Diego, but in the end, those two just didn't work out. Their personalities were like too clashing and they both had a love, like he had a love of art, she had a love of food. So I don't know, I just felt like they clashed an awful lot. However, now we have DeAndre, who Crystal cannot keep her hands off. He is a beautiful man. I need to stop talking about how, like, attractive he is. He is just really good for Crystal. He is a top chef. So he wants to become a master chef. Obviously, I did just create him. So he hasn't done any of this yet. But in his career, he is a celebrity chef. You know, he works kind of in the same career path field. He's got a love of food as well. And I feel like him and Crystal just really complement one another. I feel like they're a great match. So yeah, he's a celebrity chef, which is awesome. He basically spoils Crystal the way that she, oh babe, ew, she just went and threw up. That is gross. We're gonna have DeAndre come and clean this for her. But yeah, he really does treat her like a little princess, which I feel like Crystal needs, you know. She's been an independent woman for a very long time. And after, what, 45 parts? Almost 50 parts? I feel like she deserves to be treated, and DeAndre is definitely the man to do that. So, as I've told you guys, Crystal is expecting. She is still working. Don't worry, she's not giving up her job or anything like that. But I'm very excited for her to have a little baba of her own. I probably will use the baby in a future Let's Play, so you guys won't get to see it, obviously, this video, but I may use their child in the future. So, like I said, she's still in work, she's still absolutely loving the food critic career, and she's still in love with it as she was. They have actually moved into the Spice District. So Crystal was living, I think we were living in like the highest one. We were living in Uptown. But Crystal kind of wanted to go back to the beginnings, you know. He's a chef, she's a food critic. The Spice District is perfect for them. And she just wanted to go back to her humble beginnings. And also this apartment has the good schools trait. So when they do actually pop this baby out of her, then know that this kid is going to have a good life, which is really what both of them wanted. Like, Spice District may not be the best area, but it's quite a nice apartment. I guess I'll show you guys around the apartment. They haven't fully moved in yet. They've really just started to live their life in this apartment. But as you come through the front door, you have like the living area here with like some artwork up, and then just a TV, a gaming console and stuff like that. And then it's kind of cut off from the kitchen. Obviously, these guys both love their food. They both love cooking, so I wanted to give them a fairly big kitchen each so they could like experiment with foods and stuff like that. So I gave them a very big quick kitchen. The bathroom currently just looks like it's from an IKEA like demo bathroom because like I said, they've not fully moved in and they've not got their feet firmly settled on the ground yet, which I feel like isn't gonna happen anytime soon because they need to have this baby first and get used to having a baby. I mean, their relationship is fairly new. They are still just boyfriend and girlfriend. They aren't engaged. They aren't married. You guys haven't missed a marriage or anything like that, so don't worry. Jasminda is actually coming around to introduce herself to us, I think. Yes, okay, and Geeta and Raj have also come over, so we're going to invite our neighbours in. We'll just have them do that. But yeah, their relationship is still quite fairly new. However, they are very, very comfortable with one another, which is what I mean by complimenting each other. I feel like because DeAndre is good and he definitely has a lot of charisma about him, he's kind of brought Crystal out of her shell a lot when it comes to romance. And then their bedroom is just plain as hell. They've not really done anything to their bedroom. Crystal hasn't put her secret touch on it yet. She's added in like a couple of her pieces of artwork that she loves, but yeah, she's not really had her touch on it just yet. So that's DeAndre and Crystal. I think I've told you everything you guys need to know about them. He's a master chef, and then his personality, just to give you guys a look at that. He's good, he's a foodie, and he is creative. He also has the essence of flavor from wanting to become a chef, like a culinary aspiration. Crystal is the same as what she always was, perfectionist, foodie, unflirty, and she also has the essence of flavor. So I really, really love these two. I think they're adorable. Let me know in the comments if you think DeAndre is a good fit for her. I hope he is, because I created him and I would love it if you guys loved him as much as I did. But yeah, I think he's a really good fit for Crystal. Whoa! Jasminda and Aaron? Bloomin' heck. That's crazy. They are actually our neighbours. They live right over here. And I think they have a kid as well. So it will be quite nice for the fact that Crystal and DeAndre's child will actually have someone to play with across the hallway. So yeah, that's Crystal and DeAndre. That's what's been going on in her life. I am quite sad that her and Diego didn't work out, but they're still great friends with one another. She hasn't really seen Masato too much. I mean, they are kind of still friends, but Diego is like still her best friend. They do see each other a lot. They are co-workers and they are just good friends. This is a solid relationship built on trust and good memories. And although it was a very fleeting romance, I feel like Diego definitely helped her to come out of her comfort zone a little bit too. But he just wasn't the one for her. They weren't the perfect match. However, I feel like these two definitely are, and I'm very excited to show you guys their baby once it has been born. We also have the ley line trait on this lot, so Crystal might end up having twins, which is crazy. And then I guess we will move on to One and Summer and see how their lives are getting on. I'm excited to show you what they are up to. Alright guys, we are back with Mr. One, who I am very excited to see where his life has led recently. He has changed his hair up and stuff like that in between, but he's gone back to the red. I feel like this is like One's persona now. Like, he's so used to having the red hair, so he kind of just felt comfortable in his skin with having that hair. Summer hasn't changed too much. I haven't really changed up their looks. However, their lives have changed a little bit, which As you can see, they now have a little toddler in their lives. They are still living in the penthouse we moved them in towards the end of the Let's Play. I haven't done much with it. I've obviously added in like a toddler section for little Seiji. But yes, he is adorable. I guess I will show him to you. One's actually going up to him now to go watch him and Summer. I think they're currently over here playing with his doll's house. So here they are. This is little Seiji Higa. And then we obviously have Summer. These two are still girlfriend and boyfriend, I think. I'm fairly sure. Lovers, soulmates, romantic interests, just good friends, keyholder, lovebirds, engaged. Okay, so they are still engaged. They haven't got married or anything like that. She's apparently missing work, but that's fine. We have little Seiji. We are gonna go play with him because I want to give you guys a better look of him as well. So we're gonna go hug him and then we're gonna snuggle him and play with him. He is so cute. He is fully theirs, like they didn't adopt or anything like that. Summer had Seiji and he is adorable. These two are very much in love, you know. It was patchy for a while, whilst Mika was still kind of in the picture. I want to get you guys a closer look of this kid because is he not the cutest thing? So like I said, he is their biological child, but isn't he, I can't get a good thing of him. What is going on? Isn't he just so cute? Look at his little face. He is adorable. We'll be able to get a better look at him when he picks him up. There we go. Look at his face. Is he not the cutest toddler you have ever seen in The Sims 4? I absolutely love him. I knew these two were gonna have cute kids if it eventually happened. I was kind of like, do I want them to have kids? Do I not want them to have kids? You know, they have had a very rocky relationship. They've kind of been together from the start, but then they've also had really big issues in their relationship. So I really didn't know the way that I wanted it to go. But then I was just like, you know what? I can't miss this opportunity. Like, I think one would be one of the best fathers. Like, he's pretty much a child himself. And I just couldn't resist. I had to give them a little kid and just look at him. He's like on cloud 9. He loves having a son. And it's just too cute for words. I can't even describe it. Just to tell you a little bit about these guys and what they've been up to. Summer is still in the not the political career, the charity career. She still gives back to the community and everything like that. She still loves it. She is missing it today by accident. She is a charity organizer, but that's fine. We can have one day off. It's for you guys anyway. She's taking one for the team here. She's like, no, you know what? I'm not going to go into work today because I need to please Molly's viewers. So she still is a charity organizer. But look how in love they still are. Like, the kid just brought them... The kid. He really did just bring them closer together. Like, he's just serenading her now. No, I don't want to get my exercise on. Seriously, this is still happening. I think it's because we must have a trait that brings, like, people here. But yeah... One is just being adorable as himself. So Summer is still in the charity organizer career. What's going on here? And one is still in the social media career. He's still apparently a reality show contestant. I probably should have got him up a little bit. But he's also on the side now, you know. He's become that proper social media influencer. The YouTuber. Let's just call him a YouTuber, okay? He's become that YouTuber who releases books. However, they are children's books. When Seiji was born, one realized that he had all of these ideas in his head, and he loves, like, interacting with children. Anyway, he has quite a young fan base, so he just loved having that interaction with his viewers and stuff, so he decided that he was going to become a children's book author. So he does a lot of writing on the side. He has quite a few books published under his name, and because Summer is quite creative in herself as well, she does a lot of the illustrations for one. So they're kind of like this big double team who are just taking over the world together, and I love it about them. Their relationship is so strong, and they really are just like taking over the world. She does like illustration for him, and also obviously is like a massive charity organizer and constantly is giving back to the community. And then they have this perfect child who is just adorable, and I just want to pinch his cheeks constantly because he's so cute. So that's One and Summer. I mean, there's not much else I can say about them. They're living where they were living when we last left off in this Let's Play. I do really like this penthouse. However, it is quite large for the three of them, but I'm sure Seiji is gonna love that when he turns into a kid and he can like invite all of his friends over and be like, hey, you know, I live in a penthouse and my dad's a famous YouTuber and author, and my mum is this massive like charity organizer. Like, he is definitely gonna be the coolest kid in school. He has a basketball court in his penthouse. This is gonna be his room. He's just gonna love life. He is definitely gonna be the coolest kid on this city block. But that's it for One and Summer, really. I guess I'll tell you a little bit about Seiji. Oh, he's just doing a poop, you know? Just chilling, just letting it all flow out. That's fine, dude. You do that. When you gotta go, you gotta go. So yeah, Seiji is a charmer. He's really intelligent, like super intelligent. So most of his skills are up there already. And yeah, he's just adorable. He's a charmer, like his dad. These toddlers love to socialize. They earn communication skill faster and don't suffer stranger danger from strangers. They can share the love with other Sims. So he definitely takes after both his dad and his mum, actually. They both are quite outgoing and will talk to a lot of people. So that's it for One and Summer. And then I will be inviting them over to Harvey's house. Yes, you heard me correctly. Harvey is living in a house. So this isn't going to be the last time we see them. I'm going to invite everyone over there whilst I'm talking about Harvey and his family. And I'll be back with you guys in a second. And finally, guys, we are back with Mr. Harvey Harrell. He's still a politician. They have all aged up into adults, although I may have forgot to age one up. But yeah, they all should be adults by now. And Harvey is still in the political career. However, he's a lot more chilled out than he once used to be. So they are actually living in this gorgeous house in Willow Creek. You know, Harvey's been living in the city since he was really, really young, and he just wanted to have a break from the city along with his family. So they moved into this gorgeous house in Willow Creek. I think it's called Family Fun. You guys can find it on the gallery. But it's just like this suburban dream, I guess you could say. It's huge, and it's just a really lovely house for the whole family to live in. So this is where they are living. I guess I will give you guys a little tour around the house. So you have like the main entrance. Then I haven't really changed up too much in this house, just like the kids' rooms. We have like a living room over here, then an office over in this direction. Then we move on into the kitchen. Then we have a little playroom, and this is somebody's room. You guys have seen him. So this is Danny. This is their youngest child. You guys don't know Danny at all, so we will have a look at him. So this is Danny's room, the youngest child. Then we have another office over here, so the boys can still do their work. And then upstairs we have the boys' rooms. This house is a lot more calm than what we are used to seeing with Harvey. We just have like a hallway. And then we have obviously Amelia's room, who is now a teenager, which is crazy. The last time you guys saw Amelia, she was still a toddler. So Harvey, like I said, still in the the political career. He's apparently an elder statesperson, which makes him sound really old, but he is still an adult. So he's doing really well. He wanted to stay in his career. I mean, he only works Monday to Friday, so he gets the Saturday and Sunday off with the kids. Then Mr. William, the gorgeous Will. Here he is, Will I Am, over here, eating his campus stew very happily. Will has actually left his job, sadly, but he was working every Saturday and Sunday, and because we have 2 kids now, he really wanted to just spend time with them. He does still do a lot of protests and things like that, and still fights against the causes that he believes in. He helps Harvey gather up rallies and things, so his heart is still in it, but he really just wanted to be like a stay-at-home dad and look after the kids and give them the education and the life that they deserve in this massive suburban dream house. So Will has sadly left his job, but he's still loving life. Him and Harvey are still as obsessed with each other as the day they first met. I like how Amelia is just like, nah, I don't feel like campus stew. I'm gonna make some veggie burgers instead. So then we have Amelia, who, like I said, last time you guys saw her, she was a toddler. And let me just tell you, she has grown up to be a beautiful young woman. She's currently a teenager, which is awesome. She's just obviously in school. She doesn't have like a career or anything like that just yet, although I feel like the boys would definitely want to push her into some form of a like part-time job just so she could get used to like earning money by herself, because obviously they are loaded. I mean, look at the house that they live in, and their dad's like this superstar politician, so they are loaded. But I feel like the boys would want her to work in like a fast food restaurant or something just to get her used to earning her own money and teaching her some responsibility in that side of things. Amelia is a friend of the world. She wants to be very charismatic, but yeah, she's obviously just in school at the moment with being a teenager. And then her traits, she is good and she is a vegetarian, hence why she made some veggie burgers for herself. So she is a vegetarian and she's also gregarious because she wants to be a friend of the world. Amelia is also quite creative, like in her day-to-day life, with Will always doing protests and stuff. Like, as you can see from upstairs, she has like an easel and things like that, so she helps her dad paint like all his protest signs, like his little picket sign. She helps paint them all, and she's really into crafting and things like that. Amelia is just like an all-round sweetheart. She always has been, though. Ever since she was a toddler, she's been adorable. And then moving on to Danny, who actually has the second name Kapoor, which I love. So Amelia is a Harrell, and then Danny is a Kapoor, so the kids kind of share their dad's surnames, which is really nice. He was also adopted, so these two have both been adopted. Will and Harvey just want to give them the best possible life, hence why moving in to a really quiet neighborhood and just really letting the kids be kids, to be honest. They just wanted them to grow up in like a non-city environment and just love their dads and like his older sister, and I feel like they are just living the perfect family life. You couldn't get much more perfect than this. So Danny is the second child that they adopted. They just adopted him as a child. They didn't go through the whole toddler thing again. He's not related to Amelia. Obviously now he is, their brother and sister, but they're not like biologically related. He's just a kid that they thought looked like a really nice boy, and they were just like, we want a boy this time around, so we're gonna go for Danny, and they did, and he's adorable. So he is active. Him and Harvey play a lot of sports together. Even though Harvey is getting on a little bit, you know, he is an adult, they still play a lot of sports together. They have a basketball net over here, and obviously they're all having some summer fun on this slip and slide. We have a pool out back and a little place for him to like play. So Danny's just really loving his life with his two new dads and his big sister. And it's just like the perfect little family. What more could you want? Harvey has definitely grown up throughout this Let's Play. I was terrified in the beginning. I really wouldn't like him as a sim, but he's grown on me so much. I feel like he's just changed so much and grown up into this amazing man who loves his husband and his kids and really just wants the best for them. So I'm proud of you, dude. I thought I was genuinely gonna hate you in the beginning of this Let's Play. You were arrogant, you were stuck up, but you've all changed, and I feel like Will is definitely a turning point for you. Eve was bad for you, we got rid of her, we got rid of the negative energy, then we moved on to Will, and you guys just fell madly in love, and I approved, okay? So that's really the end of City Living. We've seen them all together. We are obviously gonna... Oh, okay, we're gonna go hug these guys because our friends definitely had an effect as well. These two have kind of made up throughout this Let's Play. I mean, they're not super close. I don't even think we can hug him. They're not like best of friends, but considering what Juan and Harvey used to be, I mean, Juan really didn't like Harvey and Harvey really didn't like Juan. They're not friends, but I'm sure they can grow to become friends. Whereas Crystal is kind of the glue that holds them both together. But thank you guys so much for watching this Let's Play. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope I did the end justice. I feel like everyone having their own little happy endings is so great. And although I'm gonna miss them all living together, I feel like they just need their own space and they need to become their own people. Together in the city, they survived. However, now they've grown up and they've all found their own happiness and I'm gonna miss them, but they're all happy and that's all I could ever wish for my little Sims. So I'm gonna end this video here and end City Living Let's Play here. But thank you guys for watching. It's been 45 parts of sheer craziness and a roller coaster ride for all. But I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Also, in the comments, I want to know what you guys did to explore City Living. Like, what Sims you chose, what careers you chose, and things like that. Did you manage to finish the City Native aspiration? Let me know your San Myshuno experiences down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will speak to you all in my next video. Bye, guys!